Hi guys, Alec Peirce at the ranch again with some more ideas that just might make your country living a little more enjoyable. Yeah. So here we are at the ranch, and specifically we're in the backyard, and I'm at Diana's vegetable garden. Now we just retired a couple of years ago, sold our business after so many years of hard work, and sort of hard work. So we're at the ranch here 100% of the time, almost 100%. Once in a while we fly off to Europe or maybe down to the South Pacific, but most of the time we're here because it's fantastic. Just a quick look, you can see our hay fields. This is now 1st of July, roughly, and our hay is just about ready to come in. Heavy, thick with alfalfa and down bottom, and the high stuff, of course, you farmers there that recognize that, great for the horses, and this will be coming off real soon. Hopefully very soon we'll be doing another at the ranch, and when you look over there at the hayfield, it'll be flat like a golf course. We'll see. Anyway, today I want to talk about the flower garden, the vegetable garden. Get rid of this rhubarb. It's a little sour anyway. I need some sugar to dip it in. Diana wanted a vegetable garden, so I built her a vegetable garden. And as it says in all of the YouTube videos and all of the books, make it a raised bed garden. Okay, so I built a raised bed garden. Now to keep the soil where it ought to be, what I did was I went and got some railroad ties. You know, the big black 8-foot long, big square railroad ties. They're roughly 8 inches square. Sometimes it's 8 by 10, 8 by 9, but roughly 8-inch square, very well treated. I think they're, I don't know, they're dipped in some kind of creosote. Those things never rot. Well, they can do, but very seldom. They're great. One of the problems with railroad ties is finding them. They're not environmentally friendly. So sometimes they're getting hard to find, but I have a source here in Ontario. We have a lot of railroads, and he's got a lot of them. And you can go there, and for 15 bucks, you can get yourself an 8-foot, 8 by 8, nice shaped railroad tie. So I went and bought it. I have about 20 sitting in a pile to use. And I built her a raised bed garden. The raised bed garden was 8 by 16, 8 feet by 16 feet. Now, if you're doing the math, you can understand why I did that, because the tie is 8 feet, so I put an 8-foot tie, and then I put 2 more 8-foot ties for 16, and another tie across the end, so it ended up being 8 by 16. Easy. I cut the grass out, so she didn't have to keep cutting back the grass. I set the ties on the raw ground, and then we filled that box up with good soil, manure and good soil, so she can. And it worked really well. Almost immediately, though, that summer, I found there was a bit of a problem. It was a pain in the butt cutting the grass around it, because of course the lawn grew up along the side of the railroad ties, 8 inches or more. The mower doesn't cut right up, so now I have to cut the grass, and we've got about, not much, but an acre of lawn, and then I have to go around with the trimmer. I hate doing a job twice. So I thought about this for a while, and Diana, when we retired, she says, I'd like a bigger garden. Okay, that's cool. I love it. You know, we got rhubarb, and she's got cucumbers coming. I love fresh cucumbers, nothing like fresh cucumbers. And she got beets and onions and potatoes. She grows potatoes. We keep potatoes, fresh potatoes, all year in the garage. The garage is 40 degrees all year, and they last forever. And she's got her tomatoes, which she loves, morning glories for her prettiness, and anyway, a bunch of junk. That's fantastic. Fantastic. So I got no argument with her having a bigger vegetable garden, but I'm thinking, I said, how am I going to make the garden bigger easily? And secondly, how am I going to get over this darn trimming? Well, it was actually very simple. I got thinking about it. I sank the railroad ties down level with the lawn. Okay, simple. I just dug a trench, 8 inches wide, 8 inches deep. I put the railroad ties back in. Now to give her a bigger garden, I simply doubled it. So I had 2 railroad ties on the end and 2 railroad ties long, right? So now it's 16 by 16, just doubled it. She's probably going to want it bigger in another couple of years, but we'll see about that. The bigger her vegetable garden that she takes care of, and she weeds, the less grass I have to mow. Anyway, 16 by 16, and now the beautiful thing is that the railroad ties are now flush to the lawn. So in order to mow, I have a big mower, or 3-bladed, what do they call them, zero turn, something, whatever it's called, mower that I sit on and drive around, and I can literally drive right up to the soil. So I'm actually 8 inches, I drive on the ties. And so the lawn gets cut right to no more trimming. It's fantastic. If you do this, do be careful when you do this that the discharge is away from the garden. if you want your wife to continue to be your best friend, yeah, blow the grass clippings away from the garden. I learned that right away. And that's it now. So now when I do the grass around the garden is the shortest thing I do because most of it's soil. And so that's all there is to it. Now I think Kevin can show you. It's simple enough. Railroad. I didn't even fasten them. You could fasten them, but these things are heavy. They probably weigh 100, 110 pounds each. So if you get down to solid soil and set them in and put them in firmly, and then of course the grass and the soil outside is packed in tightly, and then we filled it with new soil, some sand and some loam and some good manure. We have lots of that and filled it in with good, and it's fantastic. Every year we put another little dump of some manure and good soil in, and she tills it up and leaves it, and she's ready to go. So there's a tip for you, guys, girls out there, building a quick and easy vegetable garden. Okay, get some railroad ties, put them down level with the ground, okay? Fill the inside up for your vegetable garden. You can mow it easily and away you go. Now we've added a couple of extras over the years. We found these things, I'm not sure what they're, arbors or plant supports, and we found some of these. I think we got them at a garage sale or a dump or something. We found 4 of them, and you see we've installed one at each corner, and they're fastened in there really solidly, attached to the ties and into the ground solidly. And then that allows us to run a cord around the outside. When Diana first puts the plants in, she puts chicken wire, runs a roll of chicken wire around to keep the cats and the dogs and everything else out from the seedlings until they get going. Once the plants are growing as they are now, she takes the chicken wire away, and we have the white cord is kind of nice. It just shows off the garden. It also gives a place for the barn swallows to sit. And sometimes we'll have 10 or 12 barn swallows sitting on here. We love barn swallows around here. Not only are they beautiful to watch the way they fly and really pretty birds, but guess what? They eat mosquitoes. And other bugs too, but they eat mosquitoes. At night they just fly, that's all they do. They eat their body weight in mosquitoes. Love it. Anyway, there you go. That's a quick and easy way to build a garden. Increase the size, mow around it, no problem. And it works really, really well. Okay, I'm gonna go inside and have some rhubarb sauce. Yeah, toasted bread, bit of butter, rhubarb sauce. Talk to you soon. Alec, Peirce at the ranch.